Hi there, this is AniBusiness with your friend Simeon. You're welcome back to my YouTube channel. Let's talk about the cost of feed and one of the way we can solve it. Feed is costly in Nigeria. Literally, there is nothing you want to do as an alternative way of cutting the cost of feed in Nigeria for now. Some of the ingredients we used to buy at 50 naira, 100 naira, 150 are probably around 600, 500 naira per kilo now, and some are even escalating up to the range of 1000 naira per kilo, so which make it more costly for us to buy. I'm talking about the feed we can formulate aside the one they produce at the store. I'm not talking about the already made one, no, the one we can get the ingredient from the shop to make on our own. Those ingredients on their own are now expensive. So what are the things we can do? Of course, I got a question from one of my subscribers that is there no any other feed we can give to our pig aside this? Of course there is, and it's nothing much more than the extra stuff I talked about in some of my previous video, like giving them leftover food or getting them fruits, like rotten fruits from all these Hausa people, the waste one, the one they can no longer sell to human, the one they can no longer eat, the one they can no longer sell. So all those ones, you get them and you do what? You feed them to your pigs. You can get fruits such as watermelon, banana. You can get oranges, apple. You can get stuff like tomato, the waste one. You can get it and give it to your pigs. They are going to eat. You can get garbage or cabbage, it is called. You can get them and give it to your pigs. But in this video, this is not what I want to particularly talk about when it comes to feeding your pigs aside the commercial feed you buy, which are now expensive. Like, if those feed are expensive, there is little thing you can still do to help yourself in the business. And this is one aspect of the farming that a lot of people are not looking at. Actually, this other part of feeding in livestock farming helps a lot, and it reduces the cost of feed, especially if you have goats, you have pigs, you have cow. Like any cattle of all kind will be able to eat this. I will explain how you can make it, and I'll first of all explain the nutrient your pigs are going to absorb from it. Let's talk about hydroponics. We are going to be talking about hydroponics fodder in full in this video. I will tell you how to make it, but first of all, I will tell you the nutrient your pigs can get from this feed I'm talking about now. It is something you can do on your own. It is very, very simple. You can learn it. These are the things my mother, and even things I see my grandmothers doing back then without anybody lecturing them on. So it is these days that I'm into livestock farming that I get to know about all these things. Is this like this? Is this thing like this? Even some of our women at home are still doing this thing. Yes, go and ask those who do pap, or those who do there's this other liquid pap. So go and ask them. They grow this thing to do some of these things, and they are very, very rich in nutritional value. They are very, very rich. They have nutrients, good nutrients they add to our body when we take them, because all these things are from raw materials. They grow it from raw materials and they grind it and cook it for our own consumption. So they are good. First of all, your pig is going to get what we call energy. They are going to absorb energy nutrients from the feed. That is number one. Number two, they are going to get protein from the feed. That is number two. Number three, they are going to get fiber from just a single hydroponics fodder. All the seed, I'm going to list some of the few seed we can use in Nigeria that are very, very rich. Yes, these are the three things they are going to get, and these are one of the three keys of feed that your pigs need to grow and do well. They need protein for faster growth, they need energy, which is for weight, and they need fiber to keep themselves balanced. So all these things are what your cattle need the most, and your pig as well need all these three keys of nutritional value inside feed. How can you prepare this hydroponics, and what are the materials you can use? First of all, we'll go with how you can prepare this hydroponics. Once you get your ingredients, you can get any of the ingredients from anywhere at the market in Nigeria. So once you get your ingredients, you take it to your house, you soak it overnight, at least within 12 hours. You can soak it from this point in time, like evening time. Then the second morning, you filter it. You collect the water from it, and you allow it to dry a little bit. You don't dry it under sun. When you soak it, you just put it, you can put it at the corner of your roof, or you can make a shed, small shed like this, and roof it so that you can be doing it. You don't need to look for something expensive. You don't need to find a big factory to do it, except you want to make it a business that people will be patronizing you. You don't need to spend so much finding a suitable place, but it should be in a conducive place so that the thing can do well. You know, we are growing it naturally with water and not with soil, so they need conducive area, a place that is not too sunny or too hot for them to grow. So they need a cool area to grow and to do well for you. So when you take the seed home, you soak it, like I said, from morning to night or from morning to evening, whichever one that is easier for you. At least let it be within the range of that 12 hours before you take it. You take it out of the water. Just make sure you drain the water off it. Then you spread it on a tray. You can get a tray like this. You can use poultry tray, the one we use in feeding our chicken. You can get it from the market. You can get a smaller tray like this. These are the things you are going to use to grow it. And you can still form a flat stuff with wood like this that you are going to be using to do it. You can still do it on nylon. It doesn't matter. You can do it on nylon. Just find something cheaper to do so that the cost of starting it won't be too high for you. You know, we are finding ways of reducing the cost of feeding. So if where you are going to start it or the materials you are going to use to start the hydroponic fodder is too expensive, then the farming is more expensive. It's becoming more expensive like that. Remember, we are trying to reduce the cost of feed. So what you are going to use shouldn't cost you too much. So you can get either the tray or you form a tray for yourself so that you can use it. So after you filter it, you take the water out of it, you drain the water out of it, then you cannot spread it on your tray. When you spread it on your tray, you just get a little kettle, maybe something that will not, the pressure of the water will not be much. The pressure of the water that is coming out of it won't be much. So you wet it in the morning, you wet it in the evening. Just little water, not something much, just a little wet on those things. You can stack it, you can make a step to stack it. You can keep it on the floor, you can keep it on a table. You can keep it anywhere. So you wet it in the morning, you wet it in the evening. Not high water, not big quantity of water, just little. Just make sure those things are moisturized. Remember, we are growing them with water and not with soil. So they need water on daily basis to do what? To grow. Soaking them inside water and not planting on the ground already soften it, and that gives the seed the sensation of growing. And they still need this water to moisturize themselves so that they can do what? They can shoot out and start growing. You can grow hydroponics within 1 week or 1 week going to the second week. That's all. Within 7 to around 10 days, you have already grown hydroponics. Try to introduce it to your pigs and they are going to like it. They will eat it. So if you do it like that, you will have your hydroponics within 1 week and you'll be good to go. One thing that you have to understand when it comes to using hydroponics to reduce the cost of feed is after you buy the seed, maybe you buy 1 kilo and you decided to use it for hydroponics. After you grow the hydroponics, don't forget that seed brought stem, which is a fiber. The stem is now your fiber. The leaves you get, all the grasses you get on top of the seed are your fiber. The seed on its own is energy and also contain the necessary nutritional values such as protein, even though they are not much. Then the root as well is another source of nutrient for your pigs. So you have 3 in 1. But where I'm trying to go to when it comes to reducing the cost is you only bought seed, but now you have stem and the roots, which increases the level of what you buy, or increases the seed or what you buy from the market. If it is that 1 kilo you used to do hydroponics, go back after growing the hydroponics for 1 week and scale that 1 kilo. You should be having around 3, 4, 5 kilo at a time. Now imagine buying 1 kilo and growing it into 4 kilo within 1 week, and your pig is eating just 2 kilo or 3 kilos in a day. So will that not help? Will it not reduce the cost of feeding even in a single day or in a week? So you can do this hydroponics and you'll be doing what? You'll be giving it to your pig time to time, maybe on weekly basis, maybe 2 days interval, maybe 3 days interval. This will help reduce the cost of feed, and your pigs are still going to keep into their weight and they are going to do fine. Like I said, you can give this hydroponics to all cattle such as goat, cows, your chicken can even take it as well. Then your pigs can eat hydroponics. Make sure it is well done, freshly done, and you serve it to them. I'm still going to make a video, practical video, on how to do this thing so that you can all see how it is done. But this is just the simple way, a practical way of doing it. If you follow the instruction very well, you are going to get it. Hydroponics is nothing hard at all. Just soak it inside water within 12 hours. Take it, drain the water, leave it to dry a little bit. If it dry a little bit, spray it on your tray. After you spray it on your tray, put the tray in a well conducive area, a place that is not hot or sunny. So if you put it there, you wet it in the morning, you wet it in the evening. That's all. At the end of the day, you will have your hydroponics. First day, it will start shooting. Between first to third days, it will start shooting out. So between that, the remaining 4 days, you will have your hydroponics with leaves or grass on it. So that is that about how to grow hydroponics. So what are the materials we can use in Nigeria to grow hydroponics? I'm going to tell you 4 possible or available materials or raw materials that we can use. Number 1 of it is you can use maize. Maize is available everywhere. Even though maize is not expensive, if you are buying them per kilo, I don't know, in some places the kilo is 700 naira, in some places it is 1,000, some places it is 1,400 naira, depending on which location you are buying it. So if you go to the market, you should see it from the market, and if you go to the store, you will see it from the store. But make sure it is a seed that is not tampered with, not a seed that your rat has already bitten. When your rat or any seed pest come to eat your seed, they are not eating the back of the seed, rather where the seed is going to grow. What grows from the seed are what they attack. So if your rat comes to eat your seed, they eat what grows out of the seed and not the main seed. The same way, maize pest, once they come to eat the maize, they attack straight from where the maize is going to grow and not just the body of the maize. So make sure the maize you are going to use is a free maize, a maize that is not attacked, a maize that is not eaten up, a maize that is not disturbed at all. Remember, we are trying to grow. If you put a maize that is being damaged there, or a seed that is being damaged by any pest or the other, they are not going to grow. And if they did not grow, you wasted your time. So you can use maize. Just buy maize from the market. The process is all the same. Soak it and do what? Grow it. Number 2, you can use rice. You can use rice. Do not forget, your rice should be raw one, fresh one from the market. The ones that still have covers on them. Not white rice from the market. Not the processed one. Not a parboiled rice. Fresh rice like the one you are seeing on the screen from the farm or from the market. You can get this kind of rice from a very big market. You can get it from all the northern side of Nigeria where they grow rice. Nasarawa, Benue, all this Kogi, going to Abuja side, Yobe side, the Jigawa side, the Kaduna side, and probably Kano. They grow a lot of rice there. If you don't get anywhere to get all those fresh rice, you can try to get somebody and order it from those places at a cheaper amount, so you receive it and you grow it. That is that about rice. Number 3, you can use sorghum. you can use sorghum. Sorghum is very, very rich, highly in protein and also in energy. So you can use sorghum. You just grow it. Sorghum is everywhere, either the white one or the red one. You can use sorghum. Sorghum is what you are seeing in the picture. We call it okababa, right? We call it igutu. That is in Benue language. So that is that about that one. That one too is very, very good. You can use sorghum as well. Then number four is millet. Millet is jero in Yoruba, right? If I'm not getting it wrong, that is eye in Benue language. That is in Idoma language, right? So you can get that and use it. You can use millet. Millet are tiny, tiny, tiny seed like this, very, very small. So you can use it. All these things are very rich in nutrition. And come to think of it, when you grow them, it's not like those things are going to shed their nutritional value away. No, they still retain it. Not until the seed decay, you will still have the nutritional value, even additional one, which is a fiber, the grasses that grow on top there. So you can use millet as well. These are the things you can use. If you are doing hydroponics, it is not a difficult thing. Let's learn how to do all these things. They are more cheaper. Feed are getting costly in Nigeria. Any ingredient you are buying at all from the store is getting more costly every day. The price is skyrocketing. So let's learn how to do all these things ourselves. So when we do all these things ourselves, what will happen? We'll end up reducing the cost of feed. That feed you buy 100,000 naira per week or per month will turn to something you are going to use maybe per 2 months or maybe 6 weeks, which is 1 month, 2 weeks. Why? Because you are using hydroponics fodder as a substitute to feed your pigs. So that is that about hydroponics fodder and reducing the cost of feed through hydroponics fodder. My name is Simeon O. James. If you want to reach out to me for consultation only, please, you can dial the number you're seeing on the screen or message me on WhatsApp, preferably on WhatsApp, so that we can talk it out. Thank you for watching my video. Bye for now.